Well, hello everybody. My name is Uncle Stan. Now, before we get too far into this, some of you have already started thinking, wait a minute now. I know Uncle Stan. I can't remember where, you may be thinking. Well, let me help you out just a little bit. If you happen to have had Mr. Bailey last year in U.S. history, decent chance we met. I have been known to cover Mr. Bailey's classes from time to time. If we didn't meet there, well, you could be confusing me with my more, shall we say, famous cousin, Uncle Sam. That's okay though if you've gotten us confused. Happens all the time. Yeah, all day long you have been looking at what it means to be trustworthy here at Tomlin. You've talked about everything from being trustworthy with your binders to trustworthy going down the hall or going to lunch, what it means to be trustworthy in the office. All kinds of different ways you have learned about what it means to be trustworthy here at Tomlin. Well, congratulations, you made it to the last period of the day. So right now, what we're going to take a look at is how you can be trustworthy. We're talking about arriving at school and when you're leaving. Okay? So you'll see there on the screen, it talks about we will safely and promptly arrive and depart to our designated areas. Now that sounds very similar to a number of other things you've heard today. For example, on the field trip, you were to report to a specific spot at a particular time. When going with trustworthy the restroom, you're supposed to go and then come back, right? I mean, it's all about arriving promptly and where you're supposed to be. So let's go over a couple of things real quick that's going to apply to you when talking about arriving at school and when you're dismissed and when you're leaving. First of all, those of you that walk, you have a very particular place. You are to enter the school and exit the school, and that's from the lobby. Okay? Now, particularly here at dismissal, when it's time for you to go, you need to go. Okay? Because believe it or not, if you don't leave when you were supposed to, that has an impact. Okay? Now, since you are part of the 7th and 8th graders, you're a car rider. You enter and exit from the basketball court area. Okay? Now, when you are dismissed to go to that car rider, you have 3 minutes to get where you need to be over there. Okay? That means you go, right? You'll hear all kinds of teachers telling you it's time to go home and all that. Get on over there and get where you're supposed to be so we can go ahead and get you on home. Now, bus riders, you're going to enter and exit at the bus ramp. Okay? It may be a little bit different these first few days as the bus schedule gets itself settled down. Okay, and you're going to have the bus passes, and eventually you're going to know exactly what slot you're in and all those kinds of things. But understand, okay, you have a place to be and a time to be there. Okay? Now, when you get here, okay, it's important. Okay? If it's raining, okay, 6th graders, see, they go in the auditorium, which means you 7th and 8th graders are not going in really anywhere near that auditorium, except for those of you, you're going to be in the cafeteria, right? You girls will be in the cafeteria, maybe the auditorium if we need to, but for the most part, you're not going to be. The 7th and 8th grade boys, you're going to be in the gym. Now, see, normally the boys, when you get here, you're out there on the basketball courts, right? Now, if it's raining right in the afternoons as bus riders, we don't want you just standing out in the rain any longer we have to. Okay? And bus riders, you'll probably be staying in class a little bit longer and then get released by slot number. Car riders and walkers, well, if it's severe weather, you go into the auditorium there in the afternoon. But if it's just regular old rain, well, unfortunately, you may be walking home in the rain. Now, as you've done every other class period, I know this video is a little bit longer than maybe some of you are used to in discussing this kind of stuff, but there's a lot going on. It's you when you're coming to school and when you are leaving. Now, here's the thing. I need you to think about what can happen if you're not in your designated area. For example, if you think about if you're a bus rider, but you're out there with the walkers, what could maybe happen, right? So you need to go ahead and answer that question. Come up with your own examples, maybe, but just think about the problems that could be, right? If you're not where you're supposed to be in the time period you're supposed to be in. All right, well there, Tigers, congratulations on making it to the last period of the day. Make sure you go ahead and answer that question. And I do hope you enjoy those last little bit of your day here at Tomlin. And I look forward to talking to you again sometime.